Okay, going back to January for the Kentucky bluegrass. This is kind of important because I wanted to show you this is what tenacity is doing to the bluegrass or the bent grass on my Kentucky bluegrass. I got a couple of areas that I'm patching here and working on. This is just January 19th, just kind of showing what the Kentucky bluegrass is looking like. I mean, it's a little light. It's January. It's probably in the 30s. We didn't get a lot of freezing weather, but what I did was I got my plug puller and I pulled all these plugs out. I have my spare grass patch right here that I get all my new plugs from, and I'm basically just pulling all the dead bent grass out, and I'm replacing it with good Kentucky bluegrass to fill it because I was just tired of waiting. Because I did it in the winter, it just wasn't growing it out. So I believe when we get into the next video, you're going to see what the effects were of me doing the plugging. But the grass is coming back really good for spring here. This is March. It's still really cold. So if you can see in these, you have some really light patches of green all right in here. This is the areas I plugged and pulled the POA out. I'm not the POA, the bent grass that I had killed. And there's a couple of spots in here. You'll see, you can tell they're kind of like little dots of green. And that's just because the side patch that I pull my plugs from, it's not exactly taken care of the same way as my lawn here. So this is May. And just kind of another example of, I have longer grass, over here, shorter over here. It's a little darker. And here, the grass is starting to come back. You're not seeing so much of the polka dotting from replacing the bent grass with the plugs. I mean, you can see a couple. There's one down here at the bottom. But all my areas I had kind of patched from, March have filled in and are looking really good by May. So, from May on, my yard was prime. I'm out there mowing it, just trying to make it look good. Neighbors like it. May 14th comes around. I'm looking pretty good. Mowed at 1/4 of an inch. That's pretty low. I don't know if you know what 1/4 of an inch looks like or if you've ever been on a golf course, but 1/4 of an inch is somewhere around what a fairway is. And this is just, well, that's cutting the putty green. That's after it hadn't been mowed for a while. So now May 31st came along and I did a lot of changes to my yard. I did this renovation where I raised my grass level because I put this retaining wall in. And so I cut out sod squares, raised it, leveled it, compacted it and all that stuff. And I put my sod squares back in, and then this is how it kind of turned out. It was okay, but I had some spots. It was a little uneven, so I had put some compost down over here to kind of help it. I put some seed on it and stuff like that to kind of get it level. It's looking pretty good now. We'll see it. But then I also dethatched. I did a hardcore dethatch this year. I did it 2 times, both ways, and I really thinned out my lawn. But then I also laid down a serious thing of compost. I'm gonna pause this real quick. Go back. So I mixed my own topsoil. I used, I'll probably never do this same combo again. Actually, I'm not, but I used mushroom compost, chicken manure, steer manure, and topsoil and sand. I mix it all together, and I'm going to show you that in one of my slides coming up. I mix it all together. I laid it down here in a really thick coat, and here's what happened. It's basically 2 weeks later. This is after a mow. And this is the putting green. I had already showed the sanding of it, but this is what the putting green looked like after sanding and leveling it. It was looking really good. Here's June 29th. Again, showing you the contrast between the uncut and the cut grass. It's a difference in color. I mean, not a whole lot, but there's a little bit. But still nice, deep, dark green. And this is kind of what it looks with the full sun beating down on it. It's at high noon. Same thing here. This is not quite high noon. This is probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But and this is after I changed my bed knife and I was starting to get some scalping and stuff. It's actually not scalping, it's actually the bed knife dragging. So that's the front yard.